There are 10 essential gadgets and items that over the years we've learned to pack. Let me show you what our must-haves are right after this. Hi everybody, I'm Doug with Seymour Seas. Welcome back. This is a cruise tips and planning channel where I hope to help you and your family pick, plan, and enjoy your next cruise vacation. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a huge gadget freak. I have accumulated so many cool items over the past several years to help our cruises be more enjoyable and allows us to save a lot of time. I'm going to show you today all of the items that we make sure that we pack on every single cruise. If you find this video enjoyable in any way, please do give it that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It is free to you, but it means the world to me. Okay, let's get started. You may have seen me talk about this in previous videos, but the number one thing that I make sure that we pack is some sort of charging station or USB hub. This particular one is the one that I rely on the most. It has 3 US plugs and it has 4 USB connectors. It has a flexible cord so you can maneuver it around the desk to make room and put things out of the way. A standard cruise cabin normally only has 2 US plugs or maybe even 1 in the desk area, and it also may have 1 or 2 European adapters. So a product like this is very, very helpful to make sure all of your devices have available space and that you can separate your devices accordingly. I also, in addition to this, I bought a European adapter that has the 2 plugs, but it also has 2 US plugs and 3 USB ports. So we've got plenty of charging availability around the desk area for all of our laptops, our phones, our watches, our cameras, all sorts of different electronic devices that you might be bringing on board with you. Something for the bathroom. What we like to do is bring a splitter that you can have if you have an electric toothbrush or you have a water pick, or even if you want to take the hair dryer, your own hair dryer, into the bathroom, because many of the hair dryers that come with the cabin are in the drawer of the desk and you can't move that. Another important note is that make sure that your charging station is not a power strip that contains a surge protector. Surge protectors are not allowed on cruise ships and they will be confiscated out of your checked luggage as well as your carry-ons. So do not bring anything that contains a surge protector. Also, if you are using any type of CPAP device or oxygen concentrator, when you're sleeping, you may want to think about bringing an extension cord to plug into one of these devices based on the fact that many older cruise ships do not have power beside the bed. Speaking of the plugs by the bedside, if you want to have your watch or your phone beside you at night charging on the nightstand, I bring along with me a charging brick. It's got 2 USB ports and 1 micro port on this. I charge it during the day and it lasts all night long so that I can make sure if there is not a plug beside the bed or USB ports that I have a device like this that I can bring with me and charge my phone overnight. It's also helpful to bring with you if you go on beach excursions or things like that for the entire day, so you and the rest of the family have a way to make sure your devices keep charged. Another fun item that I found years ago are these amazing luggage tags that are plastic and they've got cable connectors for your luggage. You can use this for the cruise lines. This is a size that works for all Royal Caribbean Group, Royal Caribbean International, Celebrity, and the others. And then what I also do is I use them as airline tags as well, just to make sure that my information of my baggage, if I'm checking it and flying to the port, is not lost. They also come in another size for all of the Carnival brands, and that would be Carnival Cruise Lines, Holland America, Princess, and the others. But I also recently found out it also works for MSC. These are fantastic, and I really do recommend them. I think we're up to round number 4 right now. So when you fly to the port, one of the things that's a big concern, because you're packing for a week, is to make sure your luggage meets the weight requirement. I had this little device. I got it many years ago, and we recently tested it out on our flight to Seattle for our Alaskan cruise. So this weighs your bag. You hold it on here, you strap this to your bag, you can weigh it, and then make sure that if one bag is over, one bag is under, you can consolidate those bags, redistribute things, and make sure you're not paying for those extra luggage fees. Next up, those emergency toiletries that you would never think to bring on a cruise, but something that you can always run to Walgreens or CVS and get in an emergency. You can't do that when you're on a cruise. An example of that would be a tooth repair kit. If you've lost a cap, or you lose a filling, or you have a toothache, have something like this, have some Ambisol to numb the pain, and you'll have a much more enjoyable situation. Also, a sewing kit. You never know when you're going to need it, and you're not going to find it in the ship store. Also, maybe some tweezers for splinters, and if they even do have it in the ship store, it's going to be much more expensive. Liquid Band-Aids are always a good idea to bring as well. And then last, reef safe sunscreen. This is something that's very important to save the reefs, to save if you're going snorkeling. I would bring this along any cruise that you're going to be in hot weather or a Caribbean cruise. Okay, I think we're up to number 6. This is something that I learned after the first few cruises. All of the cruise ships' cabins are made of metal. So if you buy magnets with hooks on them to stick onto the wall, you can hang all of your lightweight items such as hats or scarves or gloves or even lightweight jackets right by the door, so you can access them whenever you need to, and it's all organized. One of the things that I used to do, and I'll show you with an example of this magnetic lid, is that I have the magnets that are up to 25 pounds weight limit. You do not want to put it on the wall like this and have a 25-pound item, because it will slide down. I used to use these office supply clips, but they're not as strong. If you want to hang jackets, you can, on the ceiling of the cruise cabin, this sticks on and it's very difficult to come off. This is where the 25-pound comes from, and I highly recommend those, and you can see an example of where you can purchase those here. Most cruise lines will allow you to bring at least 1 bottle of wine per 2 adults in the stateroom. So that means 2 bottles of wine or 2 bottles of champagne. We normally like to bring 2 bottles of wine with us for a 7-day cruise. And what I always do, since we are driving to the port, is I bring a wine opener with me. If you are flying, you will probably want to wait until you arrive in your port city, walk down the street to the Walgreens or CVS and pick one up, because it does contain a blade and you probably will not be able to fly with it. But something that is very good idea to bring with you in your carry-on. I think we're now at number 8. This is something that we learned long ago that is very helpful. Instead of trying to push all of those towels and extra items that you need to go on your beach excursion, I highly recommend that you have a small, portable beach bag that folds up very nicely. This one was given to us by Celebrity on one of the cruises, but as you can see, it unfolds to be a really big bag, and you can also obviously buy some very fancy ones with lots of pockets, because you're going to have those towels from the ship, you're going to have your sunscreen, reef safe if possible, And also your water bottles, all of your dry clothes. You're going to want to be able to take those to and from the ship, and sometimes a book bag or a backpack is not going to be sufficient to do that. So these are really, really handy to have. We are up to number 9, and it is a hardcover passport holder. As you can see, it can hold both your passport and your vaccination information all in one spot. You can also put credit cards in here, some money, put this in the zipper pocket of your backpack so you're not going to lose it, and it's a great item to have. Now, I understand that vaccination requirements are being reduced and sometimes eliminated, but some of the islands and some of the restaurants and some of the venues that you're going to be going to in those various destinations may still require vaccine identification, and this is a great way to bring that with you. Okay, now we're ready for number 10. Thanks for sticking around this long. This is an item that I do not own, but one I'm going to be purchasing, and it is a waterproof phone case. And this is something with the Caribbean season coming up on us very, very quickly. This is something that I think is going to be an outstanding addition to my gadget collection. So you can go to the beach, you can put your phone in here, you can put other items in here, and in many cases, depending on the product that you pick, you can actually even take photos while it's still in the waterproof case. I think this is something that's going to be absolutely necessary for that day at the beach for a Caribbean cruise. So there you have it, the 10 items that I feel that you need to pack for your next cruise vacation. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did or found it informational in any way, please do give it that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Again, it's free to you, but it means the world to me. Thanks so much, and I'll see you again soon.